evilslothman here, back from another vid. Hello. Right, right. We're in here to do a pickups vid again. Yes. Ha. Right,
but it's a bit different this time.
Yes,
Slightly.
Well, different things.
Yeah.
But we went upstairs to see our landlord.
But he's not a landlord. He's a friend of ours, a good friend of ours.
Yeah. And he basically was selling off a lot of stuff, a lot of games. And so we basically raided him.
Yeah. We did pay him.
We did.
We did pay him. Well, actually, no, I've only paid him half because I'm going to wait till next month to pay the other half.
Fair enough. Okay, so here is the spoils. Right. Okay, where do we start? Go with
that first. Okay.
Right, yo. This is now the first Genesis game I've ever owned. So this is...
there we go.
Yeah. Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, the Hyperstone Heist. And it just looks really good. Yeah, I figured out what was wrong with the Mega Drive last night.
Oh, God. That took, what, half an hour?
Yeah, the cable wasn't plugged in properly. This is why it wouldn't go to full 60 hertz and everything. Well, I was doing, I was talking about this on the Pure Solar video and everything, how it wouldn't go full color, the switches weren't working on my console. It was just the cable wasn't plugged in fully. That was all. But we got it to work. So it's in full color and it was in full screen and everything.
Looks like good fun.
Yeah, it does look really good fun. So, yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Okay, first one is N64.
Yeah.
N64. I got a couple of N64 games. The first one, there's no boxes for either of them, which is a bit of a shame, but it doesn't bother me personally. Is Doom.
Doom.
I've never owned any of the Doom games, and when this came out, I always wanted to try it just to see what it was like. Doom always looked like good fun, so we'll see if the transition to 3D did it any favors.
I saw a video of it at the time.
This looks good fun.
I saw it.
Looks like good fun.
It was like on that VHS video you got when the N64 first came out. And it had like Turok on it, and it had all the stuff from like Space World. So it had Shadows of the Empire, and it had all the stuff like that and everything on it. It was like I remember seeing the video for that, and it was like
it got good reviews. I remember.
Yeah. Okay, next one on the Mega Drive. This is Gynog, and I've seen a few people go up this game. Pretty sure like Cyanide Breath Mints has this game. I'm pretty sure X-File 2708 has this game. And I remember watching a gameplay vid, I think, of X-File playing this. And it is a shooter. And it's a horizontal shooter, which is good because I prefer them to vertical one. So it looks really quite interesting. So I'll have a little go in that. I haven't really played any of them. I've put them in to test them so far, but we haven't really played them.
No, we had to make sure that everything worked properly.
Yes.
Which they do, which is great. Okay, next one is the other N64 one I got, which I'm very chuffed to have got on. It was actually what he charged the most for.
A good reason.
Which is a very good reason. It comes with the instructions as well, but again, no box, but I don't care because Conker's Bad Fur Day. Enough said. This will be played furiously over the next few days, and I'm very much looking forward to that. Because even though, obviously, you know that the Xbox got the remake of it, this is uncensored. They changed things in the Xbox to censor it slightly.
Which seems wrong. You'd think if anything...
they'd make it worse.
They make it worse for the Xbox, because Xbox doesn't really go for the kids' audience, whereas the N64 did. It seems backwards.
They censored it on the Xbox version, so this is the proper one, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Really looking forward to playing that.
Right, next one on this side is Tiny Toon Adventures on the Mega Drive. There we go, that's clear. We've got a lot of Konami games. I noticed this there when I was doing it.
I've got a lot of Konami ones as well.
I was just like, and I absolutely adored Tiny Toon Adventures on the Game Boy, and I had
hard game.
Very, very hard game. I always wanted to push a little bit further and get a little bit further, and now I can't find it half my Game Boy games, but it may be something I might try and find on eBay. I don't want to look for stuff on eBay if I could actually find it.
Yeah.
But this looks just as much fun, and it's gonna. It was a little bit weird last night because it was like stuttering and start. It took ages to get going. And I don't know if it was just like the pins were a little bit dirty, and it was just taking a little while to go between.
Well, all of these games have basically been boxed away for a very long time, which is why he's now getting rid of them.
Yeah.
So if he does eventually put them up on eBay, we may give you his seller name.
Maybe.
If any of you guys are interested.
In fact, probably be a good idea.
Probably a good idea to do that. Anyway, next one for me is on the SNES, and it is Earthworm Jim 1. So I finally have both of them on the SNES. I have, let's say, the Game Boy Advance port of this, but this will be much better, I think. I've been looking for it for ages. I mean, it is.
Sound would be better.
Sound would be much better, but it is known that the second one is vastly superior. But
And the
you
third
can't
one
have
is vastly shite.
But you can't have a superior sequel without a worthy original, and this is by no means a bad game. It's just the sequel is one of those few times where they truly built on every good aspect, but everything needs a start.
Yeah. Okay, next thing. It's a game that kind of weirds
Yeah.
Michael. Here it comes. RoboCop versus Terminator.
It's a stupid premise. I mean, when the story scrolled up,
Yeah, we were watching the story. I was like,
stupid.
what?
It was absolutely bizarre. In the extreme.
I think it's pretty much self-explanatory. I think you're playing as RoboCop trying to hunt down into Cyberdyne systems
basically
to get all these Terminators.
Well, it was the two futures kind of converged. So you have the RoboCop future.
Yeah.
Skynet has appeared in the RoboCop future.
Yeah.
And RoboCop needs to stop Skynet. It's really weird. It was great fun though.
It does. It is meant to be a really good game. So.
Okay, next one. First of many Saturn games
Yes.
that I picked up. First one we'll do is a 3-pack, 3 games on one disc, which is Bubble Bobble, Rainbow Island, and Rainbow Island Enchanted. 3 true classics.
Yeah.
3 true classic games, and tested it out, tried them all, and it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun to play that.
Yeah. That was
True memory lanes.
That's the great thing about the Saturn was it does really good arcade ports. It just does exceptional arcade ports, and they are all really good versions of it. So
yeah.
Right, next one. This one is one of the newer Mega Drive games. Well, say new
later.
now.
Later
Later Mega Drive games, and that is The Adventures of Batman and Robin.
The cartoon.
Yes, all based off the cartoon. Now, as I seem to remember, this is fucking difficult. It's meant to be really quite.
We were talking about this
intense.
the other day, that it's better that games are more difficult because it gives you the better feeling of satisfaction after finishing them.
Yes.
But you don't want them to be.
You don't want to be too
insanely difficult.
No. You want them to be kind of like. Challenging, but challenging enough that you keep wanting to go back to it. If you can see yourself saying, this is difficult, but I want to do it because I know I can actually do it.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's like when you're playing the Lost Levels. You can say...
Well, you can, I can.
Or even in like the original Mario or something.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, World 8. We're talking World 8. First World. But you're getting there and then think, well, this is kind of difficult, but I know I can do it. So I just like keep on doing it and continue after continue.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to do it. It's like when you're playing Guitar Hero and you're playing like some of these bits and you're like, oh, I could nail this bit. Yeah. I could totally nail this bit. And then you drive people insane by restarting the song about 15 times.
I wouldn't know about that.
True story.
Never played Guitar Hero before. I certainly never played it with him, but I have witnessed him playing it and it's quite amusing. Alright. Next one for me is X-Men Children of the Atom, which is, when I was testing it, I kind of sucked.
Yeah, but you didn't know the controls.
I didn't know the controls. I was it was to test if the game worked properly, which it does. And I nearly actually fought all my way back there.
It was impressive actually, because you got the guy got him down to something like about that little bit left, and it was just like, and he never hit him once, and he got him down to about, about 3/4 of the health down,
and then but I think I'm going to enjoy it once I can figure the controls out.
Usually, with any new fighting game, I switch to Street Fighter controls. So I'll go like Shurikens, and I'll go with like Hadoukens, and anything that's kind of like similar, just to start off with, just to figure out controls. And sometimes, usually, it works.
But also, what our friend upstairs said, that this is actually a very good game.
Yeah.
And I think I'm not one for beat 'em ups, but I think I could enjoy this one quite a lot. So I'll get back to you on that one.
Right. Continuing the trend of Batman, this is the original Batman game. Looks like it's based off the original movie.
But it doesn't have the theme tune. It was weird.
Yeah, we were expecting like the whole... Didn't have it. No.
It was some weird, technically beaty, strange thing.
Yeah. It was like, what the fuck is this? Where is my Danny Elfman soundtrack? It's like,
well, maybe it'll show up in the game.
I still think it's the best Batman kind of soundtrack. It's like when you're listening to the new ones, that was the only thing that disappointed me, was the fact that the Danny Elfman theme wasn't in it. I was watching Dark Knight, it's like, this would make it perfect.
Yeah. But, well, never mind. Next one up for me is... well, we tested it out this earlier, about an hour ago, and it is weird.
Yeah.
A very interesting platform that's got a very good reputation. Clockwork Knight.
Yes.
Kind of reminded us of the Toy Story game.
It might, on the Mega Drive.
And the SNES. Mega Drive and SNES.
Yeah.
Basically you're going around as a Clockwork Knight, funnily enough, rescuing pretty princess who comes from a cuckoo clock. Yep. Enough said. Looks, the graphics are very good, the music's very catchy, even though I have my television on a bit too loud for it, but,
yeah. I think that's
a volume thing.
Yeah.
It's like you're so many platformers of the year, ultimately the music's going to loop eventually. But, no, it was good fun, the little bit I played of it, and let's see what happens, as it just falls out of the box. I hate Saturn boxes. We were discussing this yesterday as well with our friend upstairs. They're just horrible. For me, that's why the Saturn failed.
The boxes.
Nobody liked the boxes.
Well, that's why I think the Japanese ones were always a little bit better, because they were just like CD cases and it was fine. Or even, I think, in America they had weird ones. It was like the glassy kind of case of it as well. Right, next one is like a 2-pack game, and they're both really good games. It's like a Disney collection set. It's like Castle of Illusion and Quackshot. Now, I absolutely love Castle of Illusion. It's a brilliant game. I love World of Illusion as well, which has both of them in it. I haven't played Quackshot, but my favourite Disney character was always Donald Duck.
I was always a fan of Goofy.
Well, I like Goofy movie. Goofy movie is awesome. But I haven't actually ever owned a copy of Castle of Illusion. I've always played it on other people's systems. So that's having a copy of both of them is just awesome.
Yeah. Okay, next one again is great fun.
Yes.
Even just the 5-10 minutes I played of it was just awesome fun. It's the Die Hard arcade game, which is obviously not Die Hard because the main character looks nothing like Bruce Willis.
Well, like I say, it was based off Dynamite Decker, and they changed the skin.
But it's like a kind of Streets of Rage style, Double Dragon style, and the moves are stupidly exaggerated.
Yes.
But it was quite interesting. I don't know whether you noticed it, but each enemy that you're fighting has a name. So there's Mike, Dave, Bob. So that's just me. I like that. I thought that was a nice little touch on it.
Yeah, well.
I can guarantee I will enjoy playing this. It was great fun just for 5 minutes. So looking forward to that.
Right. The last Mega Drive one is a game that I'm sure I rented. I don't know if I actually own it. I definitely
my next door neighbour had a copy of this.
Which is
great fun.
The Lion King on the Mega Drive. Now, it's an amazing game. A lot of the, well, like, as we say, a lot of the Disney games
Aladdin.
on the Mega Drive, like Aladdin, like Castle of Illusion, like Jungle Book,
Yeah, all of them really.
were really good games. There wasn't many that were actually bad, which is complete opposite to what it is now.
Yeah.
And this was a really good game. Soundtrack's really good. It even starts up and it has like the whole Lion King startup. No,
it didn't do that. It didn't have that bit on it.
No.
But it cut into Circle of Life, which was pretty fun.
But I'm so chuffed that that's coming out on Blu-ray this year. Lion King on Blu-ray. It's gonna be good. I was saying this just before we started the video. I was watching that Botchamania, the new one, and it was like they had this great bit on it where you have CM Punk up at the top of the cage when they did it a few weeks ago on Raw, when they had Wade Barrett trying to escape the cage and he would be #1 contender. And then the whole thing, they did it to the Lion King. Like Wade Barrett was reaching up and it had like
the scar,
like a scar. Grab hold of me. So it's like, long live the king. It's like CM Punk and then kicks him down. So I was like, that was amazing. That was great.
Anyway, next one for me, again for the Saturn. Bang 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 bang. Yes, it's a couple of Sega Zapper Saturn gunny things. Model number MK80311. Sega Enterprises Limited. So yeah, new piece of hardware. And when I get a little bit later, obviously, I'll show you what games go with that.
Indeed.
After we move on.
Right, so here's my N64 stuff. The first thing I did, I got a green controller, because you can never have too many controllers, because all the 3 sticks,
But they're notoriously...
they tend to dry up. And I remember watching, was it A. Murphy, did a video on how to actually curve it back and put some grease into it and actually make them work again. Because the grease underneath just wears out, and the ball of the stick just wears out. And you can fix it, but I'm lazy, so I'll just buy it for controllers. And the other, I got 2 games as well for the N64. These are 2 games that I have the boxes for, and the manuals, and everything else, just not the game. So I actually got the 2 carts. So I put them in the boxes, and I've done these when I've done my N64 collection thing, but they didn't actually have the games inside them, but now they do.
Yeah.
So this is...
And now proudly back.
Yeah, proudly back. So that's Super Smash Bros. And Mario Kart 64, though it's in the player's choice box, and it pisses
Look,
me
if you're really bothered by that, I will swap you my box, because it doesn't bother me that it's a player's choice box.
I don't like
If
it.
you're really bothered, I will find my copy back in Cooper and give you the box for it. Right, and I think because obviously I showed you the guns, I'll just do the last 2 as one thing here, because they're both light gun games. Crypt Killer and Virtua Cop 2. Crypt Killer looks to me, just from testing it out, looks to be much, much harder than Virtua Cop 2. Virtua Cop 2 kind of gives you a bit of the helping hand.
Yes.
Kind of gives you this little meter above the enemy about when they're going to fire, but then again I did put on easy because I was trying to get... It was more a test of the guns to work, and I think part of the problem I had with them was possibly my television screen's a bit too low down from my bed.
It did seem like the gun aiming down, it was like aiming too far down.
But the point is they work.
Yeah.
The games are both of them are going to be good fun, but I think from testing the 2 of them out, I think I will probably enjoy Virtua Cop 2 more than Crypt Killer. But you never know, don't know how the games are going to work out. So that's me, that's all the ones I got. So, and the whole lot, all the games and the 2 guns, I got off our friend upstairs for £126.50 for my haul.
Right, well I've got the last 2. I'll do them and then I'll tell you. But, yeah, Logo of Death indeed. Right, the first one is Maximum Carnage on the Super Nintendo. Now this is the PAL copy of it. Yeah, it's got the LJN logo, and if you've ever watched the Angry Video Game
Yeah,
Nerd,
you know all about that.
he absolutely hates LG in games.
But
But this actually looks fun. It has, and I remember it being quite a good game. And it just does well. Venom and Carnage and everything. It's
They
the most
can't be
awesome
wrong.
bit of the Spider-Man. It's my
It
favorite
looked
bit.
like it's fun. It was like
Yeah.
kind of Streets of Ragey style
Yes,
again.
it's very kind of Streets of Rage beat 'em
But
up.
some of the moves you could pull off are pretty cool, actually.
Because you had that whole Scorpion get over here, but with webbing. It was just like whee. I was like hello, bash,
You can climb up the walls in the background as well, and just sort of
and jump off
Drop
and kick him. It's
kick,
like
drop
Vega
kick.
out of Street Fighter
Yeah.
kind of maneuver. And the last one is Legend of the Mystical Ninja on the Super Nintendo. And this is the American copy of it, and it's a game that I've been quite interested in because of the Mystical Ninja Goemon games in N64, which I don't have, but
They
want.
always look really fun.
Yes,
but
they
the
do.
second one is very hard to find.
It's very, very expensive. But the Legend of Mystical Ninja on the SNES was meant to be just as good, and it's just as fun. And just from the opening, it was like bonkers and well out there. But
Well, let's say the opening was very, very Japanese.
yes,
Very, very Japanese.
and it was good. It was just like it took a little while just to get the kind of
Get the feel for
because
it.
the enemies were kind of always just auto regen and everything, and you had to be just aware of that and be in the right position, and the fact that fish can kill you.
Yes,
hurt
you have fishmonger enemies. You kill the fishmonger, and then the fish flops about. But if you get too near it, it does a heck of a lot of damage to you.
Yeah.
They're big fish as well. They're like half the size
Aye.
of the
It's
sprites.
like one of them ones where you see them big pictures of people like big fish like that. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
But yes, and okay, that is everything I got, and I got that for 110, pretty much exactly 110.
Yeah, well, he made me pay more for Conker.
Yeah, well, that was understandable. If I had this box, you'd be.
I wouldn't
Broke.
have got what I wouldn't have got what I got it for. I'm not going to say what I got it for, but he would have probably charged me double what I paid for it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because that.
Sigh.
But all right, that's everything.
This is a record length vid, by the way.
I know. We're glad that we have over a 50-minute limit now. Hello. Okay. So this is Evil Slothman
Cyberlanky.
out.